and welcome to Chapter 5, Section 1. We're going to start with the coordinate plane. Now, this chapter is going to get into a lot of graphing lines. And we use the points on the coordinate plane to set our lines. And we solve equations for x and for y to get those points. So we're kind of putting together a lot of the things that we've been looking at, and this gets kind of fun. I like this part. So anyway, we're going to start with the coordinate plane, just kind of refresh your memory on how to plot points and things like that. Now, because you've also had integers, you now know negative numbers, our coordinate plane gets a little bit bigger. A plane, just to refresh your memory, is a flat two-dimensional surface. This piece of paper, this wall, this floor, all planes, okay? The coordinate plane is any flat surface with two axes, pronounced axes, which is plural for one axis. This is an axis, this is an axis. So, we have an x-axis and that goes across. We have a y-axis and that goes up and down. So here is our x-axis and here is our y-axis. Now usually you just have this section, but now that we have negative numbers, we can go negative in both directions. And that gives us a much wider coordinate plane. Now, right here, this spot that is 0, 0, this is called the origin, and that's where the x and y axis meets, and that's plotted at 0, 0. We have quadrants because we break our coordinate plane into 4 sections. They're quads. We start with section 1 and then we go counterclockwise. Quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we label them in Roman numerals. And when you do have an x and a y, this is called an ordered pair. It's in parentheses. It's separated by a comma. And our x number always, always, always comes first, and then our y number. When you place an ordered pair on the coordinate plane, for example, let's say we wanted to graph the point 2, 3. We always do x first, and x is the horizontal axis. And if you have trouble remembering the difference between horizontal and vertical, when you look across the horizon, that's always this line. So horizontal is the flat line. That makes vertical up and down. So we're going to start with our x number. We're going to go over 2 spots, and then we're going to go up 3 spots. So we're going to go over 2 and up 3, and we're going to put a point right exactly where 2 and 3 meet. And we have to label this. So let's say this is point A. So we're going to label our A somewhere right around that point. The dot has to go right where those 2 cross, however, okay? Then there are negative numbers. Now, negative numbers will take you in different directions. So I need you to remember that positive is always in this direction and always up. So when you have negative numbers, let's say our point B, whoops, put it over here. Let's say point B is negative 2, 3. So instead of going in the positive direction on x, we're actually going to go in the negative direction. We're going to go 2 backwards, but we're still going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. So this point right here is our point B. We can also have, let's say, point C is going to be 4, negative 2. Let's make our y negative. So now we're going to go 4 in the positive direction, but we're going to go down 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 over and down 2, and that is going to be point C. And what happens if they're both negative? Negative 2, negative 1. We're going to start by going over 2 in the backwards direction, and then we're going to go down 1. And that right there is point D. The key here is remembering that x always comes first and x is side to side. You also want to remember that going right is positive. And that way, and it's just like a number line. Just like a number line. If you're adding numbers, you're going to go this direction. If you're subtracting numbers, you're going to go this way. And up and down, I'm assuming, is obvious for negatives and positives. Okay? So one of the things you're going to be asked to do is plot points. So they're going to give you the points. They're going to ask you to tell which quadrant they're in, remembering, of course, that those are Roman numerals. And they're going to ask you to put the points and label them with our letters here. So, one more time, I'm going to walk you through it. Positive and positive. I'm going to go over 2 and up 5. And that is point P. I'm going to go over 3 and down 2. And that is Q. I'm going to go backwards 4 and up 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And up 1. And that's R. I'm going to go back 2 and down 3. Back 2 and down 3. S. Now P is located in quadrant 1. R, because we're going in counterclockwise, this is quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3. And this is quadrant 4. Remember, 4 is IV in Roman numerals, the smaller number when you're going smaller. So V is 5. If you're going smaller than 5, then the smaller number becomes before 5, so you can subtract. And if you're saying 6, then the smaller number goes after it. The bigger number comes first because you're going bigger than 5. So, your turn. You're going to do M, N, A, and B. You're going to plot these points and tell me what quadrant they're in. So push pause for a moment, give it a try, and come back. All right. M is 1, 3. N is 2, 1. A is 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And B is 2, 4. So B is in 4. N is in 3. A is in 2. And M is in 1. How'd you do? I'm hoping this is easy. This is a good chunk of your homework tonight. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do is actually do it backwards. Can you identify the points? If you have a graph, can you tell me what the points are? So, in looking at this graph and in being able to count the little lines, what is point D? Well, D is right here. And to get to D, I go over 1. So X is 1, comma, and I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So D is 1, comma, 4. E is over here. I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. E is 4, comma, 1. F is here. I go over 2 and down 1, 2, 3. 2, comma, negative 3. G, I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, backwards 4, so that's a negative 4. And I don't go up or down at all, so that's 0. H, 1, 2, I'm going to go backwards 2 and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Backwards 2, down 6. I'm also going to tell you what quadrant they're in. It actually doesn't ask that. Some of your homework asks that, some of your homework doesn't ask that. So if it does ask it, make sure you can do it. This is 1, this is 1, this is 4, this is, G is in between 2 and 3, and H is 3. All right, your turn. Give it a shot. See if you can see this well enough. You're looking for I, J, K. Where's L? L, M, N. Push pause and then come back. I is going over 0 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. J is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 4. K is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And up 0. L is the origin. M, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 6. N is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Negative 7, negative 1. N is 3, M is 1, L is the origin, so it's all of them or none of them, doesn't matter. K is between 1 and 4, J is 2, I is between 1 and 2. How'd you do? Not hard. Hopefully a refresher course with the added bonus of negatives. Please remember X is always first. So make sure you come to class with any questions that you have. Otherwise, I am hoping that this is going to be pretty straightforward and you can plot points and you can identify points and you know your quadrants, and that should be pretty straightforward so we can move on with our chapter 5. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.